Hey everybody, this is Jeffrey Jansen. I hope everybody's having a great day today. Yes, it's probably going to have me at an angle. It wants me to rotate this all the time, and I do not know how to rotate the front camera. I'm not going to lie to you, I don't know how to rotate it. Alright, let's get started with today. Today is December 18th, 2019. Now, when I got up this morning, the sun was shining. Well, actually, I was up for a while before the sun came out, but the sun shined. A little chilly today, but a good day overall. So then basically got out today, and then I started seeing a lot of depressed people, a lot of people getting into that anti-holiday spirit, I guess you could say. Then I saw a lot of people, you know, they started getting upset with people, and I just started thinking how quickly people can resort back to going negative if things are not going their way when they want them to. One of the things we've got to learn, and this is not a religious talk, this is a motivational talk. One of the things we've got to learn is when we are at our worst, we must control ourselves so that everybody looks at us at our best. And the reason why is because a lot of people I was watching today, now granted, no one got mad at me and nobody was rude to me, and that's a good thing. But I did watch other people, you know, they got the scowl on their face, they got the cold weather blues, you know, they need a little more vitamin D. One of the things as a Marine we learn in the Marine Corps is whenever it's time to fight, whenever it's time to do your best, you got to reach down deep inside yourself and you got to pull out that little bit that's left. We usually call it the last 100 yards because there's a book called The Last 100 Yards. And that book was written, and, you know, ever since we read it and everything else, a lot of stuff we compare it to is the last 100 yards, and it makes a lot of sense. So when you hear me refer to The Last 100 Yards, it's about a book that we read when I was in the Marine Corps, and I've got the book at home, and I'll tell everybody what it is. But it's about the last 100 yards is your most difficult task. That's when your enemy's at your doorstep. That's when everything is going crazy. That's when you just went 20 miles or 10 miles or 60 miles. Or that's basically when you're the most tired. That's when you're most energy drained. That is when you are at your weakest point, is the last 100 yards. So when you get up there on the line and you got that last 100 yards to go, you're not done. It's like a racer doing a 100-meter dash, and the last 10 meters, you know, what's he going to do? Just start slowing down? No, it means that's when you've got to be at your best. So you got to reach down inside yourself and push yourself, and you've got to train your body to go that last 100 yards, whether it's for a sale, whether it's for business, whether it's to get a job, whether it's college, whether it's doing something for a friend or family, whether it's volunteering. The last 100 yards in your life is going to be the most difficult. And every day, we have to face that last 100 yards, that last little bit. Think about Star Wars is coming out, okay? Let's use a Star Wars analogy. So when Luke Skywalker was in there, basically you have to get to the Death Star, and has to has to use his blaster to get that little thing down into the little bitty hole, like he's hunting womp rats. That's the last 100 yards. Why? Because that means you have one last chance to get everything. You made it to where you need to go. You've exhausted all your options. Now you have one chance to get things done. You have that one final chance. And every day, we have that one last chance to blow up the Death Star. One last chance to get motivated. One last chance. But you've got to look at the last 100 yards like everybody you get around, and your last chance to save their life. Your last chance to do good by somebody. Your last chance to get that job. Your last chance to get that sale. And you can't take no for an option. You cannot be rude to people. You can't be upset with them. Otherwise, you're basically just giving up and saying, I'm done. The last 100 yards, the reason why you got to, what's called fake the funk, what you got to get out there, you got to do what you got to do, is because that's when everybody's going to be watching you the most. That's when everybody is going to see you for who you are and what you're doing. This is the time where what matters the most is on the line. Everything inside of you matters the most in the last 100 yards. The last little bit you got to do. You can't give up. You can't stop. You're like, oh, I'm done. Well, guess what? It did not get accomplished. It did not get finished. Okay? You have to push until the very final stage. Yeah, I know. I cut my lip shaving. That's why I haven't shaved yet. But anyway, you know, do your best every day. Be who you are every day. It doesn't matter what your political affiliation is. It doesn't matter what your gender is or your sexual orientation. It doesn't matter what your creed, culture, religion are. What matters is you're giving 100%. What matters is you're doing the best. You have the freedoms to do that. As long as you never take away anybody else's freedom, as long as you're defending everybody else's freedoms, and as long as you're doing the best you can with what you got, you're going to do extraordinary. And that's what you got to know about yourself. You can always do extraordinary with the littlest, you can have nothing at all and still have more than everybody. You matter, you're worth it. What you say and do makes a difference in people's lives. Who you are makes a difference in people's lives. You have this covered. You must do your best every day. Push every single day. Now, I promise you on Friday I'm shaving, okay? Because I got a Toys for Tots event I got to do. So I promise you I will be shaving on Friday. But right now, go out there and know this. I think you matter. I know you're important. You are better than who you think you are, because you know what? Sometimes we're hardest on ourselves, and sometimes we don't see the true magnificent inside of ourselves. You need to see the true magnificence inside yourself. You need to see the awesome power you have towards other people. And that's what makes you great. So today, do your best, push hard, do whatever you can to get to that 100 yards, and then celebrate at the end of the day. Always remember, go where you're celebrated, not tolerated. Be around those who love you, not around those who basically deal with you. I'm Jeffrey Jansen. I think you are awesome. I think you matter. I think you have this, and I think you're going to do an outstanding job. Have a good day, everybody. I'll talk to everybody soon. Bye now.